The Ribnitzer Rebbe once came into a wedding in Tel Aviv. A non-religious drummer there sees that he's giving shalom, he's shaking everyone's hand, so he goes over and tries to shake the Rebbe's hand. The Rebbe pulls back his hand and ignores him. This guy was a little hurt, so he starts speaking to someone. What is this? It's called this a rabbi? And the guy answers, no, it's just that the Rebbe refuses usually to shake hands with someone that didn't go to the mikveh that day. I think to himself, how could a Rebbe see that? How could a Rebbe know that? So, in the middle of the next break, it was in Tel Aviv, he runs out, this non-religious drummer, jumps into the ocean, dunks, and comes back to the wedding, and goes straight over to the Rebbe, who then looks up at him with a beaming, smiling face and gives him the warmest handshake. So if we see that tzaddikim have such eyes, they can see so much, they can see if a person went to the mikveh or not, how can it be in this week's parsha, Yitzchak Avinu was fooled from some questions that Esav asked him about halacha? Here we are, Esav's a Russia, he's killing and doing all the worst things in the world, and yet he asks some question, and Yitzchak Avinu, who might have been blind but couldn't sense in his utter kedusha that there was something amiss with this guy Esav. So if we look into it, the pasuk says, "V'yehav Yitzchak es Esav kitzad b'fiv." Yitzchak loved Esav because he was an entrapper in his mouth, which Rashi says means that he used to ask him questions. All of the three avos, though, we know, were tested against their nature. Avram Avinu was the person of chesed, and therefore he was tested that he had to shecht, he had to slaughter his own son. Yaakov Avinu, his attribute was that of truth, and therefore he was tested that he had to deal with all sorts of shysters like Lavan and deal with their trickery all the time, and still remain with his emes. Yitzchak Avinu's attribute was that of gvura, of strength, of strictness, so to speak. Therefore, when Yitzchak would see his son going off the derech, doing all sorts of things that were terrible things, so what would be the natural reaction of someone that has a lot of din, a lot of gvura, a lot of strictness? Get out of my house. I don't want you. You're not my son. What are you doing? The fact that Yitzchak Avinu didn't do that, the fact that he overcame his midah and loved Esav, his son that wasn't doing the right thing, that's what the Torah is stressing when it says Vayav Yitzchak es Esav yitzad b'fiv. Because he was a bad person, still he loved him. That's the greatness of Yitzchak Avinu, that he overcame his midah. Anyways, have a good one.